Hey guys, it's Benedictine the Truth. Today I'm recording using my DJI Pocket. I haven't used this in a while. I'm so used to my phone that I don't actually use my camera. I've been using this for a while. I've been using my phone for a while. So I kind of forget this, and it's actually a good camera. So yeah, today this is gonna sound weird, but before you think I'm weird, I'm gonna explain. So today I was at a strip club in Johannesburg. Why was I at a strip club? It's like the safest club in Johannesburg. So I like playing snooker. I even bought a stick for it. It's not a cheap stick. It's a very good stick. So when I was that side, I was like, because I was going to do the thing that I was telling you about, like my sister's thing. You know, there's always problems. You know, today they told me that it's not supposed to be like that because they keep on rejecting, like when she's applying for the results that I was telling you about, they keep on rejecting the application. And the guy was saying that it doesn't make sense. Like, why are they rejecting the application? The guy that was helping me today. So after that, I was like, you know what? I have time and they have good snooker. Don't ask me how I found out. So yeah, they have a good snooker at the club. So I was like, you know what, let me go there. When I was playing snooker, there's something that I've thought about that I haven't really been paying attention to. A lot of guys who go to this club, they do not really, you know what I'm saying? They don't really support, like they don't really pay, you know what I'm saying? They don't really buy, don't even want to say it, but they don't do that. You'd see a lady sitting in one place for hours. You know, I've been playing snooker for a very long time there, and you see that there are women that are there all the time, right? No one is supporting their business. They're just there to chill because it's a nice place to chill. That's it. Most of them are tired of these ladies because it's not like there are too many, right? You might find that there's like maybe 20, 30 ladies, and guys have been going there for a very long time. So they're used to these ladies, so they're not supporting their business. But you find them there every day. There are ladies that I see there every time when I go there to play snooker, I see these women. And I'll be like, who is supporting them? And it's not that they're unattractive or anything like that. But you can see that like they're not really being supported, because for them to make enough money to afford, because it's a club, it's not their club, right? So they have to pay for the room. They also have to afford food, transport. Some of them don't stay around Johannesburg, so they have to afford transport. And even if they do, they're probably renting. So how are they making money to be able to rent and still be able to work and be able to pay for the rooms that they're using if no one is supporting their business? I was thinking about it. I was like, there are women that you see them there every day and no guy is supporting them, right? It's not like there'll be many guys. A lot of guys go there to just chill, bro. So I asked myself, who is supporting these women? Does the club pay them? And it got me thinking. There are a lot of things that are weird about this reality that we don't question. I remember I came across a video on TikTok of this guy talking about money laundering. He was saying that there are stores in some malls that you won't see a person buying anything. Like you could chill there for 2 hours and not see a person buying anything. The owner of the shop needs to pay rent. And he also has to pay the customer. I mean, no, not the customers, the employees. You might find that there's many employees, right? How are they making money? So he believes that these stores are used for money laundering, but I beg to differ. I think we're just living in a simulation, like the world is not real. As crazy as that may sound. I think the real truth is that the world that we live in is not real. Like most of the things that we think are real are not real. And listen, man, I keep on telling you all that the truth, no matter what it is, it's going to sound crazy. And I always like to compare reality to dreams, because I know that in every dream that I have, I'm being deceived, basically. I'm supposed to think that it's real and what is happening is real, and the people that I'm interacting with have their own background stories until I wake up. So if I'm being deceived in my dreams, why should I think that I'm not being deceived here? Why should I think what I'm experiencing is real? There are a lot of things that actually prove to us that we're actually in a simulation, but let me not even say a simulation, but a world that is not real. Basically, like the world doesn't work the way that you think it works, right? The problem is that we already believe what we've been made to believe about this reality. So even when we see weird things, we don't become suspicious. I want to give you this example. When I was 14, some of my friends used to steal chickens. They used to steal chickens and cook them. Like at night, they would steal chicken, or early in the morning, they would steal chickens and cook them. And I knew that. I remember this other day, I'm chilling with a person who didn't know that they stole chickens. So it's morning, it's like 6 a.m. in the morning, we're chilling. We used to wake up very early when I was young, bro. And when you wake up, you just want to meet your friends, basically. That's how we used to live in a village. You know, if it's Saturday, we're not going to school, we're meeting as early as possible. It's fine. I'm chilling with a friend, it's very early in the morning, it's cold, everyone is sleeping. So I see my friend. It's cold. They're wearing vests, and they're not. It was two of them. Like they both had sweaters, but they're not wearing their sweaters. They were just holding their sweaters, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Because it's cold. Why are you guys not wearing sweaters? That response to me was, we don't care, bro. So my friend said, like the guy I was chilling with, he said he didn't know that he stole chickens. So his explanation for what he saw was, these guys are high. They're probably high, like they smoked something. I didn't tell him the truth. I didn't tell him that no, actually, dudes are stealing chickens. It was not easy for him to realize that no, they might be carrying something that they don't want us to see, right? So even if he doesn't think of chickens, but he should have realized that no, they're carrying something that they don't want us to see. How did he not realize that? It's because he's looking for like the most logical explanation for him, basically. And that's the problem in this realm. Like, you are looking for the most logical explanation for the things that are happening. You know what I'm saying? You're like, what is the most logical explanation? So, okay, the reason why there are stores that are still making money, even though no one is buying, is because they, maybe people who buy, they pay a lot of money. They buy the most expensive things from these shops. Oh, it's money laundering. But what if the real truth is that it's just a simulation? It's not real. Like, it's not real. And there will be glitches. Like, if you question something well enough, you'll actually see that the world is not real. Right? I remember I saw a video from, what's the name of this guy, man? I keep on forgetting his name. I think his name is Rashad something. Right? He has dreadlocks. He's in jail now. He had a cult. He got arrested. I don't know what he really did, but he got arrested. So the guy asked a very important question. He's like, why are these satellites not falling? And who put those satellites there? And you'll think that that's a stupid question. But when you think deeply about it, you're like, we're told that there are many satellites. Like, how are they not falling? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they are there. They just, really? I don't know, man. Like, sometimes you have to ask enough questions about life, bro. You have to ask enough questions about life. Don't just believe what you're being told. You believe that, okay, they went to the moon, fine. Right now, because you know that technology is always reaching new levels. It's not like we have not been getting better technologically. We have better TVs, better phones, better cameras, better TVs, better computers, better cars, planes. So if they went to the moon in 1960 something, remember, and yes, something that's very important. Going to the moon is like one of the most important things that humanity can achieve. Do you understand that? Like, literally, going to the moon. Why is the moon not even a planet? Because it's supposed to be a planet. But yeah, going to another planet has to be like the biggest thing that humanity can achieve, right? Like, literally, it has to be these people have never been able to go back. Elon Musk is not even working on going back, bro. Why? Dude wants to go to Mars. If that was possible in the 1960s, don't you think it will be possible now? But they'll give you an explanation and you'll be like, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. It was only claims, and there's many videos that we've seen that, that are questionable. What I'm trying to show you is that when you start questioning things enough, you'll realize that there are loopholes, right? That things shouldn't be even math, bro. When I was growing up, okay, look, listen, when I was growing up, I hated math. I never studied. Like, when I went to write my final exam in grade 12, I didn't even have a calculator. This is how much I hated. Like, people used to quote me, right? Because I used to tell them in the class, like, math is garbage. That's what I used to say. I was like, I hate math. I just don't like it. I think I can calculate. Ask me what's 16 times 20. I can tell you. I can calculate, but a lot of things that were supposed, a lot of math problems that were supposed to solve don't really make any sense to me. Do you get what I'm saying? And again, understanding math is not really a measure of intelligence. It's like, what do you mean? Listen, there are philosophers that are very intelligent. There are people who understand maybe how the economy works. You can say they are very intelligent. There are people who are able to fix cars. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really require math. But in South Africa, if you don't pass math with flying colors, then you might not even get to university. So I hated math because of that. Like, I hated it. I didn't study, and math needed you to study. Right? You don't just understand it out of nowhere. You gotta know how to do the equations and all of that. But it's something that you should also question, like, what is it for? Okay, fine, you can solve, you can understand solve for X, but what are you really solving? Do you get what I'm saying? Or like, how does that help you in real life? Because I know like a lot of people who understood math who were getting like 100 out of 100, bro. You talk to them, there's nothing special about them. You're like, what's going on? Ain't you supposed to be building cars? Ain't you supposed to be building planes or something? You gotta question every single thing, bro. Everything that seems real, that seems to make sense. Question it, no matter. Listen, even if it makes complete sense, question it. You'd realize that nothing really makes sense. Nothing. Like, you'll always have questions but no answers, because nothing actually makes sense. And doesn't that prove to you that this world is not real, or it's just a simulation? Because in the simulation, there will be no background story. Like, think of Call of Duty, right? If you are into gaming, there's no background story, right? The characters don't have their own lives. They were just made to appear as if they do have their own lives, right? I mean, unless you're playing with other people, but the NPCs, they don't have their own lives, because you can play with other people online. But if you're just the world itself, it doesn't have a background story. It wasn't built the way that you would think it was built, right? Doesn't this reality seem like it was created just to deceive you? That's it. And maybe your final awakening is realizing that. Like, that's it. Maybe it's you stopping to think the way that you are programmed to think as a human. Maybe it's you not living the way that you were programmed to live as a human. Maybe that's your final awakening. Maybe that will be a sign that you've reached the highest level of consciousness, right? Why is this guy being chased? Oh, they're just playing. I remember yesterday when I stopped recording the video that I was recording. Oh, it's because it's the 1st of September. It's spring. So these kids are chasing each other with water. They do that in South Africa. But yesterday when I finished recording the video, there were people fighting. I was like, well, that would have been interesting to catch that on. But then they would probably want me to not post it, and they will be right. Hey, when you cross the street like this, you gotta know. Some people are drunk, some people are bad drivers, so you gotta pay attention. I think the quality of the camera is much better. Plus, I'm using an external mic, so you are able to hear me more clearly. But yeah, questioning life is imperative, guys. I'm telling you, if you believe what is normal to believe, I think you'll be misled by default. If you're like, I have to be normal, I think that's how the Matrix capture you. Stop trying to be normal. Stop trying to fit in. think the way that you think, even if you sound as crazy as possible, it's fine. Because what is this, bro? You got what I'm saying? Is this even normal? Right? That is a very serious question. Is this normal? Should we look at it as something that is normal? You exist. Is that normal? You exist. You don't know why you exist. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Is that normal to you? So of course, the world is not normal. So you can't try to be normal in a world that's not normal. Maybe the most logical explanation, or let me not even say the most logical, but the most rational explanation that you can come up with about reality won't sound normal. It will sound crazy. It's something that's gonna get you locked up in a mental hospital. Like, the people would think you're crazy. I don't think the explanation for what is going on is something that's gonna sound normal. I think it's something that's gonna sound insane for a lot of people, or for everyone. A lot of things are questionable. Even technology itself is very questionable, bro. The fact that humanity have lived for a very long time without technology, and now they have technology. Around the time that you were born, and you were able to use cell phones, cars, internet. You know what I'm saying? Like internet, bro. Like, is that even supposed to be possible in a real world made of matter? Like, you can create the internet. Like, I can be able to upload a video online and someone who's in the US can watch that video. I can communicate with someone who's in the US via a call. Is that supposed to be possible? Does that make a lot of sense to you? Oh, that can only be possible if none of this was real, right? Maybe that can only be possible if none of this was real. If all of this was a simulation, maybe that's what will make it possible. Because in a dream, anything is possible. You don't even need to know how anything works, right? In a dream, you can lose a hand and it starts regenerating. You don't even need to understand how that works. It's just possible. Maybe there's nothing that is happening behind the scenes. It's just part of the dream that if you lose your hand, then it can grow back. And it does grow back. So maybe the reason why you will never understand how that happens is because there's nothing to understand. There's nothing that is happening. You get what I'm saying? So maybe there's nothing that is happening behind the technology that we have, the internet itself. Maybe there's nothing to understand. You'd be like, how am I able to send an email to someone who's living in the UK? How am I able to go live and I'm able to speak to people who live in Nigeria, people who live in Canada, people who live in LA, people who live in Zam, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, that's not believable. What if I'm just paying too much attention to this because I take it to them seriously without realizing that it's not even real? And that is why all these crazy things are possible. These crazy things are possible only because this is not real. It's not because of anything else. It's because it's not real. it's a simulation, or it's just a dream. Like whatever you want to call it a simulation, call it a dream. I don't think it matters what you call it, as long as you understand that it's not what you think it is. Like it's not as real as you feel like it is. I remember I gave you this example. There are some people who are in your life that you've never seen them doing anything that they're like. You've never seen them doing something that they're supposed to be doing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like maybe you have neighbors and you've never seen them buying groceries, and you're like, when people buy groceries, I understand that I don't pay attention to everything that people do, but come on, you've been my neighbor for 10 years, bro. I've never seen you buying groceries, like bringing groceries to your house. What the heck are you eating, bro? Like seriously, what are you eating? Something about reality feels off, man. And I keep on telling you that if we live in the real world, things will be much different, bro. The real reason why everything is weird is because we don't actually live in the real world, right? Like that is actually the only reason why things are weird. It's because we don't actually live in the real world. You think of people who were able to invent something, like how, bro? You were able to invent electricity, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, did aliens come to you and teach you some things that, you know what I'm saying? As humans, we're supposed to be equal. When you look at chickens, chickens are equal. You never hear that a chicken invented something. You get what I'm saying? What chickens do, all the chickens can do. Maybe some chickens can do these things better than other chickens, but all the chickens can do these things. Do you get what I'm saying? It's what chickens are supposed to be able to do. What dogs can do, all the dogs can do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me say a certain breed, because I think dogs is different, right? You got pit bulls, German Shepherd, you have Jack Russells, you know, those are my favorite. They're crazy. But you expect what what a Jack Russell can do, other Jack Russells can do. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not thinking that some Jack Russells can, without exceptional training, they can be ahead of other Jack Russells. No. Unless humans intervene and be like, you know what, I want this Jack Russell to be able to understand how to type, maybe, and they dedicate a lot of time to that. Be like, you know what, I want this Jack Russell to know how to type. And maybe it can learn how to type, not because it's special, but because that's what it's been told. Like, you know, the human that was teaching it was very dedicated. But all Jack Russells are supposed to be able to do the same things. So why are humans so different? Some humans, you know, it's crazy that, you remember, the average human will live up to like 70. I mean, most people even die before they reach the age of 70, but if you're not sick and you then you don't die by accident, you kind of like live up to 70. You know what I'm saying? So in 70 years, you can actually figure out how to create electricity. In 70 years, bro. Like, you just figured it out. Like, we're not asking enough questions. We just think that whatever is happening is normal, and that is the problem. Maybe if we ask enough questions, we'll actually be able to see what is going on. Like, we'll be able to see beyond the veil, right? Because why shouldn't we try to see what's beyond the veil? Because obviously something is happening. Something very weird is happening. That people are not even trying to question. I don't know, man. People just focus on just living their lives, you know. They just focus on existing, basically. We're told that there's more than 7 billion humans, right? How have you not met a person who looks exactly like you? Wouldn't you? So they are able to identify people using DNA. How? You mean to tell me that all these 7 billion people are so damn different that some of them, like, it at least can't happen that some of them actually have the same DNA or something. Let's question everything, guys. As crazy as it may sound, let's question everything. You're supposed to meet your doppelganger sometime, you know what I'm saying? Like, that will be interesting, right? Are you actually met a person that looks exactly like you? Same height, same voice, same beliefs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything. If there's 7 billion humans, of course it's just like when you're trying to win the lottery, you know, it's not something that is easy. But of course, if all 7 billion humans try to win the lottery every month, obviously there will be a lot of people who will win the lottery every month. And I'm not talking about them getting 7 numbers, 8 numbers, 7 numbers, whatever. Like, they get all the numbers. If it's 8 numbers, they get 8 numbers. Do you get what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me that in a world that we're told is random and all of that, it can't happen that people have the same DNA and they look the same? Let's question things, guys. Like, I'm serious. People are not asking enough questions. How have you not met your doppelganger? I have seen people who kind of look alike, but not really. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of things that you can see are different about them, right? There are celebrities that I thought were the same person, but then you realize, and end up realizing that no, it's not the same person. I have face blindness, so that's what even makes it harder for me to identify people. But still, if this was real, I do believe you have met a doppelganger. Oh, what if whenever you do meet someone who's like you, your memories get erased? What if every time you discover the truth, your memories get erased? Because you're not even supposed to. If you watch the movie Men in Black, it's kind of like the same thing, right? When people discover aliens, and in that movie, Will Smith and the other guy seem like heroes. But you think about it, you're like, what gives them the right to even do that? If I saw an alien, I saw an alien, bro. Why should I not know that aliens exist because you wipe off my memories? What makes you better? You know what I'm saying? I've told you about villains and heroes in movies. That most of the people that we felt were villains in movies were the heroes. You're like, no, I gotta know that aliens exist. Why? Because that is too damn important. Because what are we trying to protect? Like, we're trying to protect the life that we've been living our whole lives. Is that what's good? What if we try to operate on the level of truthfulness, right? We're not lying to ourselves. We're not allowing ourselves to be manipulated. We're like, you know what, man? I don't really understand what is going on, but this is what makes sense. I'm not going to hide anything from anyone. I'm not going to feel like I'm superior to anyone. You know what I'm saying? If the South African president knows that there's aliens, he should be able to stand in front of everyone and say, you look, they're aliens, bro. If they take me out, they take me out, it's fine. But there are aliens that actually exist. They've been living among us. You know what I'm saying? If Donald Trump knows that, he should be able to tell y'all, like I know most of my audience are Americans, you should be able to tell, yo, you deserve the truth. What makes him deserve, you know what I'm saying? More truth than you. Like what makes him better? Being privileged, being born in a good family, having money, you know what I'm saying? Not having to like work to have the things that you want. That's what makes you better. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you have to realize that people become confident because of how they experience life. If I'm born in a rich family and I'm treated like I'm better than every human, I'm gonna be more confident than a person who grew up in a poor family, who had to beg, who were treated less than other humans. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that this, a person who grew up in real poverty, bro, that person will never really have confidence. Like all they know is poverty, all they know is begging, all they know is not feeling good enough, all they know is not feeling like they deserve. Do you get what I'm saying? All they know is rejection. But of course, if you're born in a rich family, all you know is praises, all you know is compliments, all you know is access. You know what I'm saying? You have access to things and all that. So obviously you're going to develop confidence. So if I was born in a rich family and I was that fortunate and I get to the top, should I not tell people that, hey, look, you're suffering because of this and that? There's some aliens who have this kind of technology and all that, and they'll probably take me out because I'm exposing the truth. But I'm not saying they're aliens and all that, but I'm just trying to prove a point, which is that you do deserve the truth. So maybe whenever you discover the truth, your memories get wiped off and you don't remember nothing. So you discover the truth, but you end up not remembering that you've discovered it. That's why sometimes we have a deja vu moment. And we don't truly understand why. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember last week, I had a deja vu moment. I was like something happened and I kind of remembered something, but I forgot quickly. And I was like, what's going on? I mean, no one has a right to wipe off your memories. That's why I'm telling you, you need to be aggressive in this reality. Like, you need to question dreams. Why do I forget my dreams? And you need to be mad about it. Why should I not be mad about the fact that I forget my dreams? I need to remember. If it's possible for me to remember or to learn how to remember, then I must learn and be able to remember my dreams. Because they are my dreams anyway. It's what I've experienced. I've suffered in some of my dreams. So why should I not remember that? Maybe there's something that I can learn that can help me improve in some way. So if I keep on forgetting, then I won't improve. Do you get what I'm saying? You gotta question everything in this realm, bro. Leave no stone unturned, right? Leave no stone unturned. Don't assume that you understand things, because you probably don't, because you have not done enough work to even understand these things, right? You've just listened to what you were told and you just believed it. And it became the new normal to you, or the only normal to you, right? So, listen, you weren't even given a chance to see something like a different reality than this, right? You've only seen this reality, so it's the only reality that is normal. And you were told what you need to think about this reality. You know what I'm saying? It's important to ask questions, not to assume that you understand things that you don't understand. That is not good. If you're trying to understand reality, ask questions. You need to walk carefully here. Someone told me that the mother of our president, like the South African president, lives here. Like the mother actually lives here. So there's always electricity this side, because in South Africa they do cut off electricity sometimes. But this side is always electricity. And there is always electricity. Like it's not a joke. There is always electricity. And that's, well, you know, one of the things that bothers me about this reality is that you get to the top by luck, bro. You don't get to the top because you're the best. That you know what I'm saying? Like, you really deserve this spot because of your abilities. No, you get to the top because of luck. You were just lucky. You were at the right place at the right time. That is why there's no one to blame. Everyone tries, bro. This thing of thinking that people don't try, like, oh, you're not successful because you're not working hard enough. Look at Cyril Ramaphosa. He worked hard. That's why his way is. No, he was in the right place at the right time and met the right people, and it all worked out. Maybe what he needed was a little bit of bravery, but that's it. He wasn't anything special. Do you get what I'm saying? He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not more intelligent than the rest of us. He's just a human who just found himself at the right place at the right time, and he was privileged enough. That is why I don't believe that there should be a human that's leading the whole country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are leading more than 1 million people. If you're just a human being like me, there's nothing special about you. You didn't invent the moon or anything like that. You're just a human. You shouldn't be leading me, telling me what to do, how to think, what to believe in, telling me what rules to follow, what not to follow. You know what I'm saying? Me and you are on the same level because you haven't invented the moon. You haven't invented the sun. You're just like me. If we sat together and we had a conversation about what's actually going on, you will not be able to tell me anything special. You get what I'm saying? So it's something that actually bothers me about our leaders. This world needs you to think at the highest level possible. This world needs you to question reality at the highest level possible. Without holding back, without fear. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You need to be desperate to understand reality, to understand the truth. To understand anything at all, you need to be desperate and brave. Like, I need to know what is actually going on. Yes, I've been told that this is what's going on, but I also need proof. I'm not just gonna believe what everyone believes just because they believe it. Right? Just because other people believe something doesn't mean that I must believe it too. Sometimes you need to be so brave that you actually stand against reality itself. Like, you question reality thoroughly and with aggression. Why are things the way that they are? With anger, consistency. Don't take obvious answers. Question everything until you feel totally satisfied. Because what are you doing? Like, think about it. What are you actually doing? Working a job that you don't like? You don't understand why things have to be that way. Why can't reality bend to your will? You have the best experience possible. Right now you are a slave, working a job that you don't like. You know, as a human, you want to be active. You want to do things, but you don't want to do things that you don't like. So why are you having a job that you don't want? Is it really your fault? How is it your fault? How are you the one to blame? What if you're not the one to blame? Maybe a better question would be, what if you are the one to blame? Because you're not asking enough questions. You pretend as if you're satisfied with the answers that you're being given in this world. If you ask a question and they give you an answer, you pretend as if you're satisfied with that answer, especially if this answers come from authority figures, right? There's nothing wrong with you standing up for yourself sometimes and saying, listen, I don't know what's going on and I'm not going to pretend as if I do, and I'm not going to pretend as if I believe anyone who says they do. I'm not going to be living in fear, because believing things that don't make sense just to survive is fear. Do you understand? You question everything, bro. You question everything thoroughly. What is this? Why is anything happening at all? How is this even possible? Why are they light? They're telling us there are other planets. Why are they there in the first place? Oh, they're telling us that no one lives in this planet. How? How did they even know that in the first place? How did they even get to know that? There are tablets that have been discovered. I think they were discovered in Iraq in the 18th century that depict some of the things that wouldn't have been possible to know at the time. Technology that we're using today, the solar system as it is, you're like, damn, showing some aliens that can fly and holding monkeys and humans and all of that. You're like, all of that is weird and needs to be questioned. What was written on those tablets if Zacharias' teachings didn't interpret everything well? Why did we discover those tablets at the time that we discovered them? Gnostic teachings. Why did we discover those books at the time that we discovered them? We heard that the kid discovered the books, the Gnostic teachings, in 1940 something. How and why? Why at that time specifically? Should we be believing in coincidences? Some things just happen by coincidence. I don't know where some things can just happen. What if there are no coincidences? What if everything is scripted? What if it's just a simulation and everything that can happen is actually scripted? But we're too dumb to even notice that. I remember on the video that I was live actually, not the video that I published yesterday. It was this video that I was live talking about NPCs and all of that. I told you all that they are able to make decoys, right, that will infiltrate the animal world, and the animals will think that this decoy is one of them. If that is possible, do you think that as a human you wouldn't even be able, you will be able to tell if something is off, right? If they manipulate us on that level, would you be able to tell? Because of course they wouldn't try to manipulate us the same way that they're manipulating monkeys. Because they know that as a human you will have a lot of questions, right? You're not a duck. You are actually aware of a lot of things. So obviously you will ask questions. Unlike a duck. Like if you're trying to manipulate a baby, it's much easier for you to manipulate a baby, but it's much harder for you to manipulate an adult, because an adult knows a lot of things. Maybe one of the biggest mistakes that you can make as a conscious being is not asking questions. If you just pretend as if this is normal, like all of this is normal, no questions asked, you just, I don't know, you just believe whatever you're being told, no questions. You don't realize that your greatest power is in your ability to ask questions. It's you questioning everything, and you have every right to question everything, no matter what anyone says, man. Don't be afraid of people judging you and all of that. If you have your own theories about existence, or another person has theories about existence, and these theories resonate with you, then you shouldn't be afraid to believe them, no matter how crazy they seem, because they actually do resonate with you. Because who's supposed to tell you what is going on? When you think about it deeply, you realize that no one is really going to tell you what is going on. And who's there to tell you what's going on except yourself? I told you all that you can only be aware of your own existence at the end of the day. Even in your dreams, you are the only conscious being. So if you are believing in other beings, they will deceive you. You know that you've had nightmares, meaning that your own projections will try to persecute you. Your own projections will try to lie to you. So if you're like, well, whatever is happening in the dream is real, and they care about me, my projections care about me, what if they don't? Why are they giving you nightmares? Why are they giving you hellish experiences if they actually do care about you? So you'd realize that the only person that you can trust is you. If you wanted to trust someone, right? But again, you also have to realize that you might not be operating at a level that that's good enough for you to trust yourself. You might find that you're still operating like an NPC. But if you are forced to trust someone, then it must be yourself that you trust, because you have your own best interest at heart. You know you want to wake up. You know that you want freedom. You know that you're not going to try to deceive yourself consciously, right? You know that you're trying to figure out what is actually going on, but you don't know if your projections or other people have your best interest at heart. Like Truman in the Truman Show, the people who were in his life were actors. They wanted to get paid. That was it. They were trying to make money through him, through manipulating him, and they have to keep the facade going so that they make money. If they stop with the facade, they wouldn't be able to make money. But because they continue with the facade successfully, they were able to make a living. So who can you actually trust except yourself? Don't you have your best interest at heart? Don't you want things to work out for you? Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to be free? So if there's someone that you can trust, if you wanted to trust someone, or if you had to trust someone, it's yourself. Everything should be questioned. Everything else should be questioned. Everyone else should be questioned. Your dog. You must even listen, man. This video is crazy, right? Even your dog, bro. Listen, in a realm like this, you can't trust anything. Even your own dog. What if your dog is supposed to be there to record you or something, or to study you because you don't like humans, you like dogs? So they're like, yo, let's use a dog, let's use a cat. I'm telling you, man, I'm not saying doubt your dog and all of that. I'm saying question everything. Be so conscious that you question everything and you're not living in fear, and you're brave enough to say, listen, I don't know, and I don't mind looking crazy trying to figure out what is going on. Even if everyone is going to say that I'm crazy, I do not care. And train yourself not to care. Because why should you? Why should you pretend as if this is making sense to you even if it isn't? Right? Is that right? You must pretend as if this is something that is not making sense to you is actually making sense to you. Is that beautiful? Is there something to benefit from pretending as if what's not making sense to you is actually making sense to you? Why should it be like that? Leave no stone unturned. No stone. Question Benedictine too. If you're telling you this is a simulation, if you're telling you that you're the only questions being questioned, that how am I the only question of being in the universe if there seem to be other people? If I'm the only questions being in the universe, why am I not controlling this universe? I'm saying question everything, bro. Like, don't just be like, I trust this person and I'm going to believe whatever they say. Question every single thing. I would say watch my videos to gain insight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something really resonates with you and you're like, this really resonates with me, like, yeah, I'm taking this. It's not about just consuming content. You're like, everything this person is saying is true. No, there might be some things that I'm saying that are true for me that are not true for you. Do you get what I'm saying? So you mustn't be following my channel like as a fan, but as someone who's trying everything to evolve. You're like, I'm trying everything to reach higher levels of consciousness. And if there are people who are doing the same, people like Benedictine, people like Leo, people like Till Swan, whoever, like, let me listen to what they have to say. Maybe some of them are more right than others, or I resonate with some people more than I resonate with others. You know, there's still something that I'm learning from these people. You know what I'm saying? Question everything. Doubt everything. And then build your perspective from doubt. I'd say you have a real chance of understanding what the heck is going on if you build your perspective from trust. All right, let's sure. So build your perspective from trust than to build your perspective from belief. I mean, build your perspective from doubt, not from trust. Build your perspective from doubt than to believe your perspective, just to build your perspective from belief. Like, you just want to believe something and you're like, yeah, this is what I believe. No. Doubt everything and then you build your perspective from that. That doubt will guide you to the truth. You know, when you're doubtful, it's much easier for you to see the truth than when you're very trusting. You get what I'm saying? Doubt is important. Doubt is more important than belief. No matter what you were led to believe, doubt is more important than belief. Belief is weak. Doubt is powerful. Doubt can drive you much further than belief. Well, I believe there's a God who created this, who loves me. That's not going to take you anywhere. Doubt God's existence. That's going to take you somewhere. Like, I doubt that God exists. That's going to lead you to try to find out for real proof for his existence. If he really does exist. From doubt you can... Because here's the thing. People who believe that God exists don't even ask questions. They don't even ask any question, really. It's like, God exists, you must just have faith and that's it. That's it. Like, the whole thing is based on that, other than questioning things. But if you're questioning things, you're learning. You know what I'm saying? You are also expanding your awareness. You're also learning to this. Like, you are learning discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are becoming prudent in a way. Because that doubt is gonna make you feel pain. Because you're not comfortable, right? You're like, yo, I'm doubtful because I'm not comfortable. So that doubt is gonna make you feel pain, and that pain is gonna drive you. And you reach high levels of consciousness. And any person who has reached high levels of consciousness, they were able to reach high levels of consciousness through doubt, not through belief. Belief makes people comfortable. So comfortable that they only rely on belief. Guys, the Discord is working. Check the link on the description of this video. I would like to have conversations with you guys. We had great conversations last time I was after the live, and people joined Discord, and yeah, we had real beautiful conversations. So I want it to always go on like that. There's a lot that you can learn from each other, bro. A lot. The truth isn't obvious, and we mustn't pretend as if it is. Thank you guys for watching until the end. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Turn on the notification. That will be important, especially for when I go live. I think YouTube will be able to notify you that Benedictine is live, so that will be great, so that you don't miss the live. Thank you for watching until the end, and tell me if you watched the video until the end. Thank you.